everyone, welcome to Sokoo. This is your classy CJ and your rascal Rachel.
Remember, as your girl Rachel will say, if you're thinking about it, I will say it or share it.
And behind the scene team,
Sokoo. Hi guys.
Rich, what have you been up to this week?
Not much. You can see my boobs are shining.
Oh, so since the last time we met, you were not having any sex, so I can tell from your shiny boobs that you're having plenty of it. You're making me jealous. I'm about to have mine tonight.
Too much information, guys. So what are we talking about today?
Today, somebody brought it up that how was it?
How did you feel when you
Broke.
first broke your virginity?
I'm still a virgin, guys, so I don't know anything about that. I'm telling you,
I'm sure the viewers can see the pigs flying above your
I'm
head.
sorry, but I'm still a virgin. I play with my memories.
I got to share
Your nose is getting longer. You can see it from here.
I am still a
and it's
virgin.
getting shiny.
Okay, so CJ, seeing as though Rachel's still a virgin, how did you lose yours? And how did you feel afterwards?
I tell you, I'm gonna tell you how I felt after. I was quite young.
How old is young?
I hit about 18.
This girl started early. Whilst I'm still a virgin.
Yeah, whatever.
And it wasn't planned or anything. And when I had that sex, I felt ill. I bled, and I felt feverish after that. And to be honest, I also had a cold sore. And I was so disappointed.
Some
in
sex
me.
from hell.
My whole world.
That's actually really sad.
It was, Viv, I was so sad in my heart for about 6 months. I didn't know what to do to myself. And I hated men. And I went to all girls.
This is virginity broken from hell.
Honestly, mine was from hell. And he stayed in hell.
So let me ask you something. Did you like the boy?
No!
How do you break your virginity with someone you don't
That's why
like?
I said it wasn't planned. No, I didn't like that.
But you were the girlfriend.
No.
So what? It was not planned. You were not the girlfriend.
Well,
Then what was it?
This guy had been chasing me, or chasing after me, whatever the term we used to use back then. And I wasn't giving in. And one time I was invited to his house, and I went, and
But he didn't force you.
well, looking back, I would say he
pressured
was so
you.
persistent. I was under pressure.
But you gave in.
But what could I have done?
Yeah, but that's the case for I wouldn't do that face because that's the case of so many girls.
So many people, yeah.
So many people. You find yourself in sticky situations and these girls
Because believe me, I'm still a virgin though. But somebody told
don't
me.
talk. If you
Somebody told me.
We just want to hear
She's got friends. She's got friends who are not
I've got
virgins.
friends who are not
I've
virgins.
got 3 girls.
Okay, wait, Rachel. Rascal Rachel. Let's see what you
I
have
am
to
going
say.
to say it, regardless of what she says, guys. Listen, my friend who is not a virgin told me that they did plan it,
Yeah.
but after the first time, anyway, she did like the boy, whatever. She did like the boy. So it was planned. They went out. It was 2 girls that had gone out with their 2 boyfriends. And then it happened. But after it happened, he found out that the guy that she was crazy about was a son of a security guard. So
Watchman.
So
Guys, what's a watchman?
a watchman is a security guard.
It's like someone
It's
in
on
someone's
a
house.
company.
Yeah,
That's
security
what we
guard
call
someone's
it.
house.
But that father's job or occupation, put that here on. After that, the guy's not talking to the boy.
No.
How can they watch
That's not the boy's fault though. It's not the boy's fault.
So wait, so who did you think he was?
Who did I
The
think
guy
my
is
friend
so
was?
How is he?
So handsome.
Oh,
So what has his dad's occupation got to do with someone in phone?
No, but listen, when you think you know someone.
After all, you are a virgin.
No, but it doesn't matter because my friend shared their experience with me.
I'm not interested.
Because
in
my friend said, the guy said, The guy was
So the
living
guy
with the
said, your friend said, it's too long.
No. My friend told me that the guy initially
I'm
said
so
that
boring.
a lecturer was his dad.
Oh, I see. So he
But
lied
she was
to you.
living with the lecturer. So later on, they find out that no, he has been lying. So that put her off.
So that
lying
your friend
people.
had standards. She had standards. She
The
knew who
lying
she was,
people.
and she
The
knew the
lying
type of
put her
person she
off,
wanted.
but it wasn't like the sex. The guy's lying put her off.
But if you known he was a watchman son from the start, would you have gone there?
With her friend.
Would
Would
your
my
friend
friend
have
have done that?
Sorry,
Yes.
your friend.
Yes, because in a relationship, honesty is one thing. If you tell, regardless of who you are, my friend would have dated the person.
Okay.
But you're not telling the truth of who you are,
You're a
and then
virgin after all. So
I'm a virgin.
So,
but a virgin-
your friend's issue was that the person wasn't honest with them. with
Yes,
her.
that's why they broke their relationship.
no, she's lying. Her friend's issue because his dad
That was a watchman,
man.
and she had standards.
Baby,
and
can
she-
you tell me your experience as well, please?
You're also a virgin,
Or your
but your
friend,
friends.
or your friend.
My
or your-
friends
yeah.
have told me. Well, I'll be very honest, but my experience was slightly different because I feel like from a lot of people around me had already lost virginity, so I was the last person in the group, and I was very holding on to it very tight. I was very proud of it in a way because
I bet you
it's
were.
very
And I was too.
it's uncommon. I think in the day and age now.
Can I ask then, what happened to no sex before marriage and what?
Please.
Does that not apply?
Before Christ was
Or
born.
did we not?
Baby,
Did we not?
continue.
Were we not
That
brought
was
up like
before
that?
Christ.
But it's very funny you're saying that because that's part of my journey now.
So that's part of your
That's
journey.
part of my
I am
journey
still
now.
a virgin.
Can you be quiet? That was before Christ was born.
And I'm
baby.
still doing. I'm a living testimony.
No, because I feel like
Can you give Rachel a round of applause?
But please, to go slightly off topic, on the social
I want
media.
you to stay within them.
No, but let's just address this issue. On the and social media now, there's a big abstinence movement.
Yeah.
That a lot of ladies want to abstain. They want
Yes,
to keep
it's
themselves
true.
from
But we need
being pure.
we need to differentiate though between abstinence and celibacy. Because
Yeah.
abstinence is just abstaining until you find
You're
a person
finding
you with
the
in a
right
partner.
partner.
But celibacy is really before marriage.
Yeah.
So you're not doing it before marriage. So a lot of people get confused and don't realise the difference between the two. So I feel like celibacy
I
is so much
didn't realise
more.
the difference between
Yeah,
the
celibacy
two.
is much more of a spiritual experience of where
See,
you're
that's
trying
how
to keep
when
it
I
to
broke
God.
my virginity, that's how I felt. That someone was taking my
Same. My relationship with
spiritual
God.
belief and everything.
Because really, celibacy is about you. It's not about not having sex, in my opinion. It's more about like me saying my relationship with God
yeah.
is much more
Pure.
important to me than
It
giving in to my body or giving into lust. And
So
and then
how
after
did you
sex,
feel?
I mean, I felt awful. I felt terrible because
But you were not, you didn't feel as feverish as I was.
I felt very. For me, it was more emotional because
It
I felt
made you
very
sick.
sick. I was very
Yes.
disappointed in myself, and I just didn't expect that. When I woke up that
Each
morning,
one of you,
the day it
none of you
happened.
Can you be quiet?
The
Because
day,
you are virgin.
the day it
You're still
happened,
praying
we'll
for
just say the day it happened, I didn't expect that to happen that day. So when I woke up next, I just thought,
Oh, so it wasn't planned.
no, it wasn't planned at all, not at all.
And also, in talking about this celibacy abstinence thing, can I cite Russell Williams and
Russell Wilson and
Russell Williams?
Sierra.
Yeah. I mean, they famously abstained.
Yeah.
Yeah, or celibate. And
yeah.
they've got a beautiful relationship.
Yeah, but you know what? I watched an interview of hers, and what I found is that she said there's levels. Some people with celibacy, they won't do anything
whatsoever,
sexual.
no
They won't even
contact.
kiss.
Yeah.
But with Sierra and Russell Wilson, Sierra actually said that they did everything but have sex.
okay.
So is that a bit cheeky then?
I think that is.
That-
That's not
that-
abstaining,
that-
and that's not.
That's not
holy.
the Bible thing.
You see, when you even think of it, according to the Bible, you have actually.
But forget about the Bible. I'm not part of the Bible.
No,
but
but I
I'm
thought
still
you were before Christ was born. You are still.
I'm still a virgin.
I'm in your camp,
Okay,
Rachel. I'm in your camp.
Please, can we hear from you?
Can you also tell us your
Mine wasn't
experience?
planned either. How old was I? 18. I was in a relationship with that person, so for me it felt right.
Yeah.
So at the time, all my friends had lost it in like year 10.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
I
when
felt
you
like I
think
was
about
really
it.
late. I was the last one of my group to lose their virginity. But after losing it, I was just like, am I going to marry this person?
Yeah. What? Okay, so a different question. Knowing what you know now,
Would you go back and change?
What would you tell your younger self, and would you change anything?
I'd say wait till you get married.
But we
I'd say it's not worth it.
Has not said hers. So once we all say ours, then we will. What we would love to say to our younger selves.
Okay.
Even a still
So, producer, please could you let us know?
I'm still a virgin. And I plan to remain that way until I get married. I've got friends who were in a relationship and it was planned and it was happy and there was no regrets or anything.
You had our producers, guys. Our producer is a virgin.
So I'm the sinner here.
Yeah.
I guess we're the sinners.
You're the naughty girl.
I'm a virgin with 3 children.
Okay, sis.
Oh, Hail Mary, full of grace.
Okay, so asking the question now, what would you tell your younger self about virginity, knowing what you know now as a grown woman? You know, you've been through marriage, you've had kids. What would you say to yourself?
I would say to my younger self, who had that 3 children,
The virgin with 3 children.
The virgin with 3 children.
I'm gonna ask her about
that.
That
You know what? I would say to my younger self that, for me, being honest, honesty is number 1. Regardless, guys, if you are going.
But then you are honest to yourself. But then what?
That's what I'm giving to my younger self and to my younger other.
And what would you say to your daughters?
It has to be the right person. Although the right
knows.
Do you stress sex before marriage?
Can I finish? It has to be with the right person. Although the right person might not be the one that you end up marrying, but if it's the right person, it feels right.
Yeah.
But if it's the wrong person, you keep beating yourself. What was your question?
I said, do you stress sex before marriage to your children?
I do, but then I say it and I say, you know what? Do whatever, but do what is right. I stress it, but I don't penalize them for doing it. If you do it,
we are
advise
only humans, and sometimes you say you are not going to do something, but by the time you know you've done it, and you don't know what to say to yourself. But I pray that I pray for the young ones that are coming, and I pray for my son, if he's not broken his virginity yet, that he will wait for the right person. But then again, when I say that you wait for the right person, who is the right person? None of us are. We are far from.
But from my point of view, I just wish girls out there are doing it by choice and not by pressure.
Thank you.
Whether it's peer pressure or pressure from the significant other at that time, you shouldn't feel pressurized.
It's not the boys, it's the girls as well.
No, I feel like society on the whole has become so sexualized.
Yeah.
You know, nudity, pornography is so accessible that there's a normalization
Of it, of the human
Yeah.
body. I think for me personally, what I would say to myself or any other girl out there who takes virginity seriously, it's not just something to do to them. I think hold on to it.
100%.
And I would ask you to ask yourself, how well do you really know that person? If you know virginity is of value to you, how well do you know the person you're willing to give this to? And are you being open and honest with yourself? Because
I would also say that even if you feel like you're ready, you feel like the person that you're with is ready, wait a bit more. And just to know who the person is, because there's a lot of people the first time they never see the person again, especially in a university scenario. You know, so if the person is prepared to wait, then you know that that's somebody that is going to hang around. You don't want someone who's going to just come and sleep with you and run away, because that is be the most
awful.
disgusting feeling.
And you get to know someone on a different level.
Yeah.
When you properly get to know them, not just as a friend, but you get to know the inner workings.
And once sex
you might
comes
not
into a
like that.
relationship, it changes the dynamic of a relationship completely.
I would say, honestly, hold on to it, because don't give in to peer pressure either. Just because your friends have done it doesn't mean you should do it. It will happen when the time's right.
Yeah.
For all the young viewers out there, honestly, wait. It's the best thing to do, because really and truly, you probably don't even know that person as well as you think you know them.
Yeah.
And once sex is involved, for guys especially, they want it like almost every week. And if you're not prepared to give that person your whole body, then just don't do it.
Yeah. And I don't think you should be giving somebody who's not yours.
I was just going to second what you said. That it's very important that you don't let peer pressure, because if the person that you are going to be with love you regardless. They will love you. And a typical example is my husband. You know what? When we first met and I said no sex, he was not for it. He said, whenever you're ready, baby. And when I was ready, I said no sex, but later on I was the one giving him pressure for it. And he said, you said this time, and that's the time. If the person loves you, they will wait for you. That's the most important. Don't let peer pressure force you to do something you don't want to.
One thing that I also know for sure is our body is our chapel.
Yeah.
And if we treat it as such, that is what we will always get back.
Do not let anybody violate your body.
Invade your own territory, your own body. So
true.
My younger self, I wish I had waited, but then life must go on. So.
And the last thing what you should remember is once you've lost it, you never get it back.
You never, no surgery, none of that vagina surgery can get
And
it.
it's not good for like your emotional well-being.
Anyway, on that note, guys.
Let's be quiet.
On that note, guys. They said when you lose it, like you can tighten it. They said.
No, but then what shows that it has gone wide?
Excuse me, I'm the one.
The line in between.
On that note, guys, Rachel will always be the devil's advocate. It can be tightened. Shame on you, just rub that. As I always tell you, make sure you subscribe.
Like our channel.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Share our channel.
And make sure your notification button is on. And let's make
the conversation.
Sokoo.